G'day guys, I'm going to do something different I haven't done for a while, which is go through some of my Scrabble Go games just to discuss a bit of the strategy and well, let's get into it. I've got a few games lined up, so they're quite a few, so we'll go through. Hopefully they're easy moves. First one, okay, well, we want to try and get rid of, with this rack, there's probably not a bonus here. So we want to get rid of, the J, U, and A, preferably, depending on where they, what's available on the board. I'm not sure about, durate here. Addurate. If I had a D, I have addurate. So durate by itself is not good. So if I have a D or a B, abdurate or addurate are good. In terms of how I'm going to play out on this board, I'd like to get the J there, ideally, but I don't think that's going to happen. So what we're going to look at is where we can just play of these three tiles. What we're doing is maximizing our bonus ability. So we could look at some options over here where we get the J on this spot, get about 40 points, but that would require us to get the JAT on there. Now we are behind, so it might not be all bad. Our opponent has played double O, which usually means they've got and almost always means they've got a very vowel heavy rack, but they've also got bonus material. So playing Jeet into this line is probably not too bad. What's going to happen though is they're most likely going to use the E from the J, from the play to bonus. Now, whether that means that they play into give us a few triple lines. I mean, we need to catch up, so we don't really have options to say, well, I'll just wait until next turn. If I had the option to play into this row here, I might do that, but I think now that I've thought about it, ideally JAU would be good, but I don't actually have anywhere I can put that. So another option might be to try and find a play here. Something, you're trying to get rid of the JA, you're trying to get rid of these, and I can't see a play that I'd be comfortable with playing there. So I'm actually going to just play this with, it's the U's not going to do us any favors, but we need to catch up as well. And if our opponent doesn't get a good set of tiles, we should be okay. So what I'd be expecting from them next turn, just to have a quick look at it, would be they'd play like a J word here. It's not ideal, but at least it gets us in the game. We'll go on to the second one. So as you can see, this game has been non-stop bonuses across the board. I was going to play obviate through this T, but my opponents apparently played pectic. So do we have another T that we can play? Well, not really. Ideally, what I'm going to do here, it's a difficult rack, so playing obviate here was going to be a really good solution. If I wanted to get rid of, the natural reaction here is usually to try and get rid of like the B. You go, the B can score, the V, I might do that later, or I'll try and get rid of them both, and that's usually not the best strategy. Now I'm miles behind, so the amount of work that we do for this game might be a huge amount of work, and we'll still lose. So, but that's the nature of some of these games. For this one, the B is really tempting. Let's just have a quick look at there's so much left in the tile bag. It's going to be an absolute monster, and hopefully I can capture the progress of the game for you guys. the well, let's see, 2 blanks are left. S's, Q with a U is still left. X is so much. So what we want to be doing here, there's no sort of wrong move other than to leave a bad rack. So we can think about if there's any. So while I've been looking, I'm looking to see if there's any plays through this triple lane. There aren't any that I can see that are off note. Basically, we're looking for so for this one, maybe leaving a BE would be preferable. On the other hand, I could get away with leaving like VIE on my rack because the board is so open. V's get crushed if the board's closed, and you've just got nowhere to play them. But with the board open, I might be able to find something. Now, while I've been talking about this, I'm looking at solutions like, do I have any like 9-letter words through like this R and the T, and they just don't quite fit, so that's unfortunate. Well, what are we gonna do? I don't have any options to play like a B here, get some good score, and I'm quite comfortable playing, say, a word here, and then I've got this BE to play onto, so I'm not going to shy away from sort of what might look like we're blocking up different areas. We'll leave the S hook. I mean, it's basically who gets an S. So in this case, an S would have an S would complete for OVBOS, OVIBOS, but well, let's have a look. Can't get away from VIA, you know. I'm almost. It's not a good position to be in. I was relying on that T to stay open, but obviously with the current environment, it's not going to. No use lamenting it. There's so many D's and S's. So can play bio here. Just doesn't score enough. I don't want to. Now, one thing I don't want to do is just leave the B and the V on the rack at the same time. That would just be not preferable. It would be great if I could, you know, somehow magic a word here, and like with the I, because that's, you know, that's where we go. That just gets rid of a lot of the different letters. Aerobia is not an option, even if I could play it. Wow. Yeah, I might have to play Obia. Okay, so I'm going to play here. This gives us our best options, I think. We leave all the spots open. If we pick some of the blanks up, if we pick the S up, we're in good stead. See how we go. Oh, we got an X. Alright. Well, we got an X. That's it. That's about as good as we've been able to do. So we'll be looking to get rid of the Y and the Y as well if we can. We might keep the X for the next turn. We'll see. Very volatile board. Onto a different game and completely different. You can see much more closed. My last play before this one was 5th, so and I'm ahead by 140. So not so stressed about, you know, 1,001 different types of plays that I could make. Pretty much any play that, you know, is able to balance is a good play on this board. And by that, you know, if I can't find a bonus with this rack, what I'd be looking for is just maybe leaving TR blank should be enough. In terms of I was going to say blouses. In terms of vowels, this one's fine, I think. Like I'm not going to be trying to keep too many. What I mean by that is I'm not going to be able to keep too many vowels on the board. In fact, I might even, because I've got the blank, I don't mind leaving that open, just scoring maximum score, maximum balance. Okay, maybe not maximum. I wonder if we should do that. Am I allowed to do this one? Yes. Now, it's a sacrifice of 6 points, but it does give me that. Yeah, I'll go with it. I'm going to say, I'm ahead by so much, I'm not really concerned. So I'm just after that maximum balance. Whether the sacrifice of that many points is a good or bad, well, it will change between whoever you ask. Needed an N for any kind of possible bonus for this rack. Now, the situation is I'm ahead by a lot. Now, my opponent's moves prior to this need to be considered as to what my move should be. Prior to this, they opened up here with AUE, so I'd be looking to close it. However, I'm probably not too concerned, again, just because even if they do bonus, it's not going to be huge. I'm not looking to sort of completely block it off either, because, I mean, my tiles are fine. What I could do is do more of a... It doesn't actually look like a block, even though it is, and that's to play something like Grad here. So I'm not actually addressing the spot. I'm not addressing the spot where they've opened. I'm just playing elsewhere and just pretty much ignoring what they're doing. I don't think blocking a bonus in this... Like, I'm expecting them to have like a blank anyway, so that's not going to do anything in that regard. Yeah, it's not. I'm not going to be able to block it. If they've got a blank, they're most likely going to be able to play through the R. They're going to play through the I. So I think I could play the Grad there, or I can look at playing Grad there. And let's say they have an ING word, that just completely ruins it. Now they can't actually have an ING word unless it's the blank, just because all the G's have been used up. I think we'll play that converse to... If we want to play here in a minute, might even play just Grid. I want to play Grid. Again, play Grid. And that was just because I was looking at what was left over. Ugh, not necessarily the best pick, but I was looking at what was left over, and then if I wanted to try my blocking next turn, I can do it. I'd have a better chance at doing it. As it turns out, it did actually work out for me, even though I threw the I away. So I'll be able to play Grizz here if I want to, and that's as good as blocking, but it doesn't really score well for the Z. Next one. Alright. I don't have a G to play through. How far am I behind? I'm ahead, actually. It looks very tempting for a bonus. My opponent probably has S's that they're able to play. Oh, that's the turn history. Let's look at the tiles that are left. Tile bag. So there's one S, there's a Q that we don't want, and there's some V's. Now, what there isn't is a lot of flexibility, I guess, in the number of vowels that are going to come out. This just doesn't look like this. In fact, yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be too many tricky letters. But is it worth keeping? So one of the questions that you'd always ask is it going to be worth me keeping all these nice tiles? And two, should I keep the U in the case that I get the Q? So I think, do I really care if I get the Q? It stops my opponent scoring with it. You know, there's not a lot to score with, but I guess we're really just fighting for who gets the bonus first. So I guess in that things, I don't mind getting the Q. It's not great, but I can play it off. I'm not going to be trapped. And even if I do get it, I'm not going to be able to bonus with it. So that would be the point of like keeping these tiles that are kind to it. Yeah. Feel like I could play uncreates here. So I'm kind of looking at ways to block my opponent at the same time. I don't want to do that because if they snag a Q, that's going to be devastating with a Q word. So I think in that light, I might hold on to it for now. Think of a better way that I can go through this board, but it's it's a little bit intimidating, really, isn't it? You know what? There's so many good tiles in the bag. I'm always tempted just to get rid of what I've got now and then just have another go at it. Just it's just nowhere for me. There's nowhere to score now. I'm thinking if we can sort of play through here. Now this isn't obviously a word, but if we could play something like this, and then that just blocks another bonus score. Yeah. Maybe just play GU. Some people like to kind of hold on to these G's just for this ing, but if you think about what my rack looks like, where I'm actually going to play the ing. In fact, you know what? I think I might just play it. If I'm going to play it, I'm going to play it here. And it's just to block all the different bonus spots. If my opponent picks a QI, then, well, so be it. And then basically what we're doing here, we're reducing the chance that they're going to have a bonus with an S and going to be able to capitalize on that. If I could play something where I'm playing the U up there as well, I might do it. Yeah, I think we'll play that. We'll play that one. Okay, we got a good one. It's no trendoid or anything, but that's not a bad thing. It's like re-notify. We can play onto the FY there. We'll wait until our opponent decides. If they get frustrated enough, which we want them to get frustrated that they open up a spot there, and we just immediately take it. Yeah. All right. Not bad. Right. Situation of this game. We are... How many tiles do we have left? 2 tiles. My opponent's got way too many consonants, and the consonants they have really don't make anything. Now, they could have something like L. They could just have something except the F and the W. So AELLRTU. But let's have a look at what they played. They played PISE. Why would you play that? Unless you were like, oh, this is completely hopeless. So I would assume, one, they don't have the W. They don't have an F. They didn't have the F when they played this. So I think they're just trying to get as much score as possible. So we have some options in that we can play, over here to score. Do we try and get a bonus? I don't think we do. What we're trying to do, what we want to do, is to play out. It's basically to catch our opponent with scoring tiles, or force them to, play them off for no points. And if they've got like what they have, like that full, they're probably looking at this and we're going, oh, that's, you're not going to find a bonus on that. And well, they're right. So I'm just thinking, if I play something like adopt, you know what, they could have like W's. If I play something like adopt, yeah, so they've taken it because they think I've got the S. Okay, maybe I should, maybe I should play over here anyway, just to sort of mess with them so that they have to play there. I think I might do that. I'm going to just play sod. Now the reason for that is the sod takes an A and it takes an S. Oh, damn. You know what? I'm almost tempted to just play sod. Then you're going to know exactly what I have. but I don't think, in most cases, they're not going to be able to, you know, block my plays. Like I've got the last S, right? I did have the last, so that's a key thing. Tailbag. I've got the last S. Now, if I play the soda, they might get lucky and have like FEAL, FUEL, and that's really bad. But if I play just this word, then it can take the S, and they don't have one. So I've just got more options. I've got a more flexible rack, and if I do end up with a bonus, they're probably gonna have to block it over here, and I should be able to, you know, catch up to them. So let's go. Let's see what we get. They got the F. We got the F. So they'll know I don't have anything. But now what are they going to do? I'm forcing them to play over here, because otherwise I've got my, you know, fast. If at the very worst, you know, my next play is 37. That's the absolute worst. So, oh, what is that? Did not click on that. 1 second. Back. Hopefully we come back. Sorry about that. Clicked the notification and it's gone completely bonkers. So with that last rack, we've got F. We've got the fast. It's like a toad, U, and an F. So that means my opponent has very few very few vowels. So they're going to be limited in what they do anyway. So yeah, well, we made the right move. The only thing would be is if there's a bonus there that I didn't consider. But I think if they had that, there's no way I can, you know, play that. And you know, I don't think there's any way that I could play that if they have the bonus. All right, on to the next one. So I've got a really basic rack, and I can use it. So the previous move, I can't remember exactly what I used. I might have just had the EIRTANS on my, or TAN on my rack, and just played the Y. I think it was something like that. And my opponent did exactly what I wanted them to do, which was to block the spot, because now I can just play my bonus down here. When I did have the S, so I wasn't going blind. I think it was without the R. It's probably the best one. Unfortunately, I can't really like do this awesome score down in this column, but now you're making me think. I'm looking at this and going, is it better if I try and put an S down here? It's not. I've got to take the obvious spot. So can I even play anything there? All right. Okay. So it looks like it's in a relate and then L. Arterial. No. You knew my one weakness, blocking the spot. So I was looking for arterial down here. Does it have another anagram? I don't think it does. With the through the N, I just think of anything that I can. No, I can't think of a word. I feel like I'm gonna embarrassingly miss something here. It's the hazards of taking a break from this game, but okay, so something almost like a retailer. trail it? Nah, I can't see it. If there's a bonus there, I can't see it. So I'm just gonna play as if I don't see one. So in that case, we just, we could just get rid of AL. That would be fine. And it's very tempting to try and look for something over here. I can't play an IF. It would have to be A, and there's nothing I know there. That would go there. I could play 2 A's. Here, I'd play AIA. That gets a bit of score. I mean, I'm ahead already. I am ahead already, so I don't really need to open up any spots. My opponent's just taking it as, they've blocked it. They've done the work for me, which was nice. Yeah, I might just play AA. The reason for that is, it's like, well, I'm not worried if they get a bonus, because whatever they get is going to help me out. Now, because it was blocked, because it was, they do a weird thing with the blanks here. I didn't actually realize it was only worth 8 points, but never mind. Alright. So, this was from the game earlier where we played doubt there. I don't have enough vowels to justify trying to, or to be able to make the bonus that I wanted. And my opponent apparently is getting all of them. I think in this case, yeah, we just take the spot, and with the spot being the T, with whatever we can. In fact, you know what? I can't even see anything that I could take it with. So yeah, there was a double word score available there, so I can see why that's a very nice move. I will say that. You got to shout out that is. It's using 2 separated spots. So few people would actually ever play that. Yeah, so it's really I really like that move. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'll just play bend here. Should I play? The question is, should I play? Now I did the thing where I kept my balance up last time. I think we can survive with the T though, because T's a good. If you're going to keep a double, T's not a bad one. So we'll keep that one. And the other one is a bot. So if ever a pretty girl asks you to play, you decline, because they don't exist on the Scrabble app. Especially when they play not your own dictionary, and I get a lot of those. About maybe 1 a day. So yeah, that was my first go back at doing some Scrabble, and be able to share it with you guys. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.